Welcome. Today I'm going to change the oil on my BMW K1200S. That's a '07 model. And this time I'm going to do a quick oil change and I'll show you a difference a little bit later. Now, we're starting by removing a seat and locating a upper drain hose, and all you have to do is basically squeeze it and then route it through an opening like so. Let's take the moment to subscribe to this channel and give us a like and put any abuse you have in the comments. You have to watch out not to do what I'm gonna do here, which is spill the oil on my hand. Now I like to use the oil bottle from previous oil change like so. It's perfect for this job. Then we let it drain and we go to the other side of the bike. So I like to give myself a little bit of more space by removing 3 screws from the lower fairing. That's gonna give me a better access to the oil filter. And a couple of assemblies we have to remove to get access to the filter. So I basically did 70,000 kilometers on this bike, and I've done more than one quick oil changes like that. The difference is basically that we're not gonna drain the bottom sump, and because like me you usually forget to buy a washer, then I'm just gonna skip that part, and in the same way you don't have to remove oil fairings, which saves us some time as well. First thing to do is to remove the shift lever. Now we're going to put the shift lever aside and move on to the kickstand. Kickstand has 2 screws and a spring. So what you have to do here is remove the first screw and the spring. Spring is somewhat easy to remove with the basically splat screwdriver. There it pops, and the other screw on the kickstand. You don't have to remove the whole thing, it's just enough to loosen it up, and that will shift the kickstand assembly lower, which gives me enough access to the filter. Now there's going to be a messy part, so I'm using some paper or a cardboard and a bottle. This is a bleach bottle that I basically cut out the top of, and that gives me a place to drain the oil on the budget. Because if you have a fancy garage oil drain, then yeah, go ahead with that. But I do not, so I'm helping myself with a bottle. So I use the oil removal tool for that filter. It was easy enough, and as you can see, it's very messy job here, so there's no way you're not gonna spill anything. And usually the tool gets stuck on the filter, so usually give it a couple of smacks and off it pops, and then I will drain the rest of the oil from the filter into the bottle. Yeah, you can use like a normal water bottle or any type of a bottle. Okay, this time I got KN160 filter, which is pretty cool. It's pre-lubed, and it also has a bolt head on it, so you don't need filter removal tool. That's the oil I'm using. I always use Castrol 1044T. I like to preload my filter just a little bit so it's not completely dry. There's no point of putting a lot of oil in it because it will all drain out when you install it. So yeah, I'm just checking if the surface is nice and smooth, which it is, and giving it a little clean because I don't want too much oil on the exhaust. And then I'm just screwing in the new filter. Nice and easy. I'm just checking if I'm not catching anything. And then just grabbing 17 mil, and that's really doesn't need much. I'm just giving it a couple of quarter turns, and that's it. That's all she needs. I will begin with reassembly of a kickstand. That's again just 2 screws. Torque specification for those is good and tight. Good old German rule. Now the spring. I find it the easiest way to get it on is to basically use a flat screwdriver. Pry it down like that, push it in, and off she goes. No much faffing with that. And then shift lever. Yeah, it's a bit rusty, so I'm using a little dab of oil just to get it slightly lubricated so it's not gonna snap on me on the next oil change, and it's gonna be easy to remove next time round. And I know some of you will say, "Hey Tom, not supposed to do it this way. You're gonna destroy your engine." Well, engine is pretty good. I've done 70,000 kilometers on it, and I have no complaints. So, shift lever is back on. Now I'm going to reinstall the lower fairing. Just the 3 screws in. Like I said, I do not recommend you to do this every time, but I don't see a problem if you're gonna do it like that some of the time. If you're in a time crunch or you will forget a cross washer like I did here, yeah, it's gonna be just fine. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and all the jazz with YouTube. Give us a lovely comment there as well, saying how much you do not approve of this. I'm looking forward to every single one of them. And yeah, we go back to the other side. It's all drained by now, and it's now really easy just to route it back and click it in. And as you can see, a bottle, is it a bleach bottle or is it a water bottle? You can just unscrew it and pour it into your main container. Nice and easy and clean. Now, as you can see, I'm using a plastic bottle funnel. I'm just environmentally friendly like that, I'm just reusing plastic bottles. So what you have to do is basically pour in up to the max level on the drain pipe. It's a great idea if you ask me, with the transparent pipe and the oil level. At this stage we are starting the motorcycle, and I'm just gonna speed up this part because it takes a couple of minutes, and as soon as you get to a minimum you basically just add more oil and rinse and repeat. I'd say that's just gonna be one time. You have to do it back to max, start the engine again, and let it do its thing. At this stage, I'm pretty confident to give it a little zhuzh, a little rev, just to get oil pump working properly and to get all the oil circulated in all the nooks and crannies. So this time the oil is filled in all the crevices of the engine. And I basically just add a final top up here up to the max. Close it up, and it's ready for a test ride. I don't see a pool of oil behind me, so that's good. But I'm still going to check under the filter. It's nice and dry, so that's good. Checking the final level. That's good. And that's basically a job done. Thanks very much for watching. And give us the like and subscribe and all that good jazz. See ya!